Verona, with its ancient cobblestone streets and terracotta rooftops, is a city that breathes with the stories of the past. As the sun rises, it casts a golden glow over the city, illuminating the intricate details of its architecture and the vibrant colors of its gardens. The air is filled with the scent of blooming jasmine and the gentle murmur of the Adige River, creating an atmosphere of timeless romance. Verona is a place where love stories are etched into the very stones of its streets, where every corner holds a tale of passion and longing. The city is a tapestry of contrasts, where the grandeur of its historic sites meets the intimate charm of its hidden courtyards. The bustling piazzas, filled with the chatter of locals and tourists, stand in contrast to the quiet, winding alleys that offer a moment of respite from the city's lively energy. Verona is a city that invites exploration, where each turn reveals a new facet of its beauty and history. The people of Verona are the heartbeat of the city, their warmth and hospitality adding to its allure. They move through the streets with a sense of purpose and pride, their lives intertwined with the rhythm of the city. The markets, with their vibrant displays of fresh produce and local delicacies, are a testament to the city's rich culinary heritage. For Isabella, Verona is a place of reflection, a city that holds the memories of her childhood and the promise of new beginnings. The garden of her family home, with its lush greenery and fragrant blooms, is a sanctuary where she can escape the hustle and bustle of city life. It is here, amidst the beauty of nature, that she finds solace and peace. Isabella's childhood was a world of wonder, filled with the simple joys of exploration and discovery. The family home, with its ivy-covered walls and charming garden, was a haven of love and laughter. The garden, in particular, was a place of enchantment, where Isabella would spend hours playing and dreaming. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the gentle hum of bees provided a soothing soundtrack to her adventures. Her father, a man with a heart as vast as the sky, was her guide and companion in her explorations. Together, they would wander through the garden, discovering hidden nooks and secret paths. Each discovery was a treasure, a new piece in the puzzle of her childhood. The garden was a living classroom, where she learned about the wonders of nature and the beauty of the world around her. The love of her family was the foundation of her happiness. Her mother, a woman of grace and strength, was the heart of the home, her love a constant presence that enveloped the family like a warm embrace. The kitchen, with its worn wooden table and the aroma of freshly baked bread, was the heart of the home, a place where love and laughter were served in equal measure. The love and joy of her childhood laid a strong foundation for Isabella's future. The memories of those early years, filled with laughter and discovery, would sustain her through the challenges that lay ahead. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, was a constant source of comfort and inspiration. It was a place where she learned to dream, to hope, and to love. The shadow of loss crept into Isabella's life with the sudden illness of her father. The once vibrant household was now filled with a heavy silence, a stark contrast to the laughter and joy that had once reigned. The garden, once a place of play and discovery, now seemed to echo with the absence of his laughter. Isabella felt the weight of his absence like a physical ache, a void that nothing could fill. The days that followed were a blur of grief and despair. Isabella's mother, a woman of remarkable strength, did her best to hold the family together. But the weight of loss was overwhelming, and the once warm and inviting home was now shrouded in a palpable sense of sorrow. The garden, once a place of refuge, now seemed to mirror the family's grief, its beauty overshadowed by the shadow of death. Despite the pain, Isabella's mother remained a pillar of strength. Her touch, once a source of comfort, now carried the weight of the world. They would sit together in the garden, her mother's hand resting gently on hers, a silent promise that they would face the future together. The garden, with its gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of birds, provided a backdrop to their quiet moments of reflection and mourning. As the weeks turned into months, the ache of loss remained, a constant reminder of the life that had been. The garden, with its changing seasons, became a metaphor for the passage of time. The vibrant blooms of spring gave way to the lush greenery of summer, which in turn surrendered to the golden hues of autumn. Each season brought a new perspective, a new understanding of the cycle of life and death. A year after her father's death, Isabella's mother remarried, bringing Lorenzo, a gentle man with a kind soul, into their lives. His presence brought a sense of stability and warmth to the household, filling the void left by her father's absence. But with Lorenzo came his son, Marco, a young man whose presence was both intriguing and intimidating. Marco was a striking figure, with dark, expressive eyes and a demeanor that spoke of a quiet strength. His arrival was a whirlwind, disrupting the quiet routine of the household. Isabella, still grieving, was wary of this new family dynamic. The first meeting was a moment of awkward tension, as Isabella and Marco sized each other up, their eyes meeting in a silent dance of curiosity and caution. The initial interactions between Isabella and Marco were polite yet distant, a dance of words and gestures that barely scratched the surface of who they truly were. The household, once filled with the echoes of her father's laughter, now seemed to hum with the energy of this new family dynamic. Despite the initial distance, there was a subtle shift in the air, a sense of possibility that was both exciting and daunting. As time passed, Isabella and Marco began to spend more time together. It started with small gestures, a shared smile over a private joke, a moment of understanding during a family outing, a shared glance that spoke volumes. The garden, once a place of solitude, became a backdrop for their growing friendship. Slowly, the wall between them began to crumble, and a tentative friendship began to blossom. The conversation that followed was the first real connection Isabella and Marco had shared. They talked for hours, sharing stories of their pasts, their fears, and their hopes for the future. The garden, with its vibrant blooms and the gentle rustle of leaves, seemed to listen in on their conversation, a silent witness to the bond that was beginning to form. As they talked, Isabella realized that Marco, too, was grappling with his own feelings of loss and uncertainty. His father, Lorenzo, had remarried after the death of Marco's mother, and he had struggled with the changes in his life. The shared understanding between them was a revelation, a connection that transcended the boundaries of their new family dynamic. The friendship that blossomed between Isabella and Marco was a source of strength and comfort. They found solace in each other's company, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, provided the perfect setting for their growing friendship. It was a place where they could be themselves, where they could share their thoughts and dreams without fear of judgment. Just as their friendship was reaching new heights, an unexpected turn of events altered the course of their lives. Marco's father, Lorenzo, received a job offer in a distant city, and the family was faced with the prospect of moving. The news hit Isabella like a ton of bricks, and she felt a wave of despair wash over her. The garden, once a place of joy and connection, now seemed to echo with the weight of their impending separation. As their bond deepened, so did their feelings for each other. The friendship that had once been a source of comfort and joy began to evolve into something more profound. The garden, with its hidden corners and secret alcoves, became the stage for their secret meetings. The first stirrings of love were both exhilarating and terrifying. The garden, with its fragrant blooms and the gentle rustle of leaves, was a witness to their whispered confessions and secret promises. The air was thick with the scent of roses and the soft rustle of leaves, as if the garden itself was holding its breath. Their first kiss was a moment of pure magic, a stolen moment under the old oak tree at the edge of the garden. The world around them faded away, leaving only the sound of their beating hearts and the soft rustle of leaves in the evening breeze. Marco's hand found hers, their fingers intertwining as if they were made to fit together. The intensity of their love was both exhilarating and overwhelming. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, provided a sanctuary for their love. They would meet under the oak tree, where the moonlight wove silver threads through the branches. Marco would wrap his arms around her, pulling her close, their bodies fitting together like pieces of a puzzle. The secret nature of their love weighed heavily on Isabella and Marco. The fear of discovery, the guilt of their forbidden love, and the uncertainty of the future cast a shadow over their happiness. The garden, once a place of joy, now seemed to echo with the weight of their secret, a silent reminder of the love that could not be. When Marco's family moved to a distant city, the distance added another layer of complexity to their relationship. The letters and phone calls that passed between them were a lifeline, a reminder of the love they shared. But the physical separation was a constant source of pain, a reminder of the life they could not yet have. Despite the challenges, their love endured. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, remained a symbol of their connection. They would often think of each other while sitting under the old oak tree, imagining the day when they could be together again. The turning point came when Isabella met Alessandro, a kind and charming man who offered her a sense of stability and security. The garden, once a place of secret meetings, now became a refuge for her thoughts and dreams. She found herself at a crossroads, torn between the love she had promised Marco and the new life Alessandro offered. When Marco returned to Verona, the reunion was filled with emotion. The garden, with its ancient oak tree and the gentle trickle of the fountain, was a witness to their reunion. They embraced, their bodies fitting together as if they were meant to be. The joy of the reunion was tempered by the weight of the decision Isabella had to make. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, provided a backdrop to their heartfelt conversations. They talked for hours, sharing their hopes and fears, their dreams and desires. The heart's dilemma was a constant source of turmoil for Isabella. The garden, once a place of joy and connection, now seemed to echo with the weight of her decision. She loved Marco deeply, but she also cared for Alessandro, who offered her a life of stability and security. In a moment of clarity, Isabella realized that while her love for Marco was profound and beautiful, it was a chapter of her life that had passed. The garden, with its vibrant blooms and the gentle rustle of leaves, seemed to reflect the beauty of their love, even as it acknowledged the reality of their situation. With tears in her eyes, Isabella confessed everything to Alessandro, expecting anger and heartbreak. But Alessandro, with a wisdom and compassion that surprised her, simply held her close, his arms a comforting embrace. "Love is a journey," he whispered, "and we all have chapters in our lives that shape us." His understanding and acceptance were a balm to her wounded heart. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, provided a backdrop to their heartfelt conversation. In the end, Isabella chose to embrace the life she had with Alessandro, cherishing the memories of her time with Marco as a beautiful, bittersweet chapter in her story. The garden, with its ancient oak tree and the gentle trickle of the fountain, stood as a testament to the enduring power of love. Marco, understanding her decision, returned to his own life, carrying the love they shared as a cherished memory. The garden, with its vibrant blooms and the gentle rustle of leaves, seemed to hold its breath, as if mourning the love that was now a part of the past. And so, Verona continued to bask in the golden glow of the setting sun, its cobblestone streets echoing with the whispers of countless untold stories. The garden, with its ancient oak tree and the gentle trickle of the fountain, stood as a testament to the enduring power of love. Isabella found peace in the knowledge that love, in all its forms, was a gift to be treasured. The garden, with its beauty and tranquility, was a reminder of the choices she had made and the life she had chosen. Her story, like the city itself, was a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. The garden, with its vibrant blooms and the gentle rustle of leaves, was a symbol of the new beginnings that awaited her. As the sun set over Verona, casting a soft, amber glow over the city, Isabella often found herself wandering through the garden, lost in thought. The garden, with its timeless beauty and rich history, was a constant reminder of the eternal dance of time.